say hello to Lainie Fritz.
Hey guys, I talked with both coaches during pregame, and Casey Keeler told me this is a championship caliber game. He said if they can win this, then they really control their destiny moving forward. And Nathan Brown said he knows the Bearcats are viewing this as a championship type game, and he said because of that, the Bears have got to snap their bad habit of starting slow. They've got to get going early, and above all, he said we've got to win the turnover battle. He told me if they lose the turnover battle to a team coached by Casey Keeler, then they'll get beat. Guys? Thanks, Randy. As one of the oldest rivalries in college football, this game is all about bragging rights. And for the Lumberjacks, they haven't had those bragging rights since 2010 when this series first moved to Houston. Since then, the Bearcats have won 8 straight here at NRG Stadium, the longest streak by either team in the history of the Piney Woods. I just talked with both coaches during pregame. Casey Keeler told me his offensive line has to keep Ty Brock upright. He's not full speed because of that ankle, so they must do a good job of protecting him. Second key, he said, would be to stay focused. Don't let the emotions of this rivalry take over. And when I asked Colby Carthel his keys to this win, his answer was pretty simple. He said, get lined up right and play all 60 minutes. I just cut up with Coach Brown, and he told me he was pleased with how his defense played in the first half. Besides that last drive, he said offensively, when they got in the red zone, they just didn't execute, and that's got to change. He also gave me an injury update on Lawan Winningham, their top receiver. He is out for the rest of the game with a broken arm. Guys?
Oh, man.
Coach Brown told me he actually challenged his defense ahead of this game to get a turnover early. He thinks getting a spark like that would be huge against McNeese. The Cowboys rank first in the Southland Conference in the turnover margin. They're a perfect 3-0 when not committing a turnover. Protecting the ball will be huge if McNeese wants to leave Conway with a win. Both of these teams are dealing with so many injuries. After halftime, I told you about Lawan Winningham breaking his arm. I just learned of 2 more Central Arkansas injuries. Junior tight end Joshua Nix and sophomore offensive lineman Will Burgess are both out for the season with torn ACLs.
Can it get any worse?
Coach Keeler, you guys found success in the air in the second quarter, but what do you want to see you guys do better offensively?
Rivalry game, so it's throw out the records, and they're playing really well. They did some really good things early, offensively and defensively. I think we've settled down a little bit now. I want to see if we can get a little run game going, take a little bit of pressure off of Ty, but Ty really settled in, and he was fine in that second quarter.
You told me pregame you wanted your players to leave the emotion out of it and really stay focused. How big will that be in the second half?
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion on the sideline now.
Back in 2017 when Coach Carthel was coaching at Texas A&M Commerce, Trey Self was actually the top quarterback on his recruiting board. Self chose to go the junior college route at Butler. He redshirted a year, then played a year. So as soon as Carthel got the job at SFA, he recruited him really hard once again, got him to come in the spring, and this summer when Jake Blumrick was injured, it's been the Trey Self show ever since. And Coach Carthel has been extremely impressed with the job he's done, especially when you take into consideration just how young and inexperienced the offensive line is. Hey, Randy, when I talked to both head coaches ahead of this game, you could feel the sense of urgency. Adam Dorrell is really excited about where his program is headed, says we can expect to see better O-line and D-line play from the Wildcats this season. He also says they've greatly improved their depth, which should help not only on special teams, but also with their ability to play well late into games, and that will be crucial against Central Arkansas, who has outscored their opponents by 32 points in the fourth quarter these first 2 weeks for comeback wins. Says a lot about UCA's character, but Coach Brown and his team, they don't want to play from behind this week. They want to get started early. He says that all comes down to establishing the run game early, and overall, he just wants to see the Bears be more creative in the run game tonight. Yeah, hey, Randy, got a quick update on Dwight Blakely, who was banged up there on that last possession by Central Arkansas. The training staff did take him underneath the stadium into the locker room to be further evaluated. I asked him if he expects to see Sam Houston make any adjustments. He said he does expect to see adjustments from them offensively. SFA has held them to only 2 rushing yards in the first half. He said as for the Lumberjacks, they won't do much different. He said there's about 3 plays that they'd like to have back, but beyond that, he is happy with how they've played. And he said they're down 4, but they didn't come here to play close. They came here to win this game, and they're ready to do it. Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas. 5:28 to go here into the fourth quarter. Abilene Christian with a 30-24 lead. Braylon Smith and Central Arkansas looking to get another touchdown here. Before the fourth quarter, they all held up their fours. They were fired up. They know that the fourth quarter is their quarter. They have come back already twice in the first 2 weeks with comeback wins. They know they can do this. They trust their coaches. They trust the adjustments they've made at halftime. Braylon Smith was standing over here getting ready to go out on the field in the launch pad area, and everyone's coming up, tapping him on the shoulder. Coach Brown walked right up to him. He said, "Hey, you ready to get a touchdown right now? Let's do it." He looks locked in. He looks focused and ready to go. That is Donovan Williams' 18th carry of the game. He's got a heavy load. The Bearcats are thin at running back. Alex Williams was hurt on that opening kickoff of the game. He is now in a boot and crutches on the sidelines. At halftime, we walked right past Donovan Williams as they headed into the tunnel, and he said, "I'm tired." He literally yelled that out loud, and you can see he's going to have to keep carrying this load the second half of the Bearcats want to have any kind of running game. Guys, the Bears are 7 games into the season and have only scored 20 first quarter points. I asked Coach Brown before the game if he could pinpoint a reason behind that trend, and he said they're not exactly sure, but that they did try something new pregame today. He said they wanted to change it up a little bit, and they tried doing almost like a halftime adjustment type approach to pregame to see what happens. They've been brainstorming as a coaching staff on what are the right buttons to push for this group to get them going early. He said they would much rather be a 4-quarter team than a fourth quarter team. So that is their goal tonight. Hey Randy, a big part of what makes this Sam Houston offense so successful is senior wide receiver Nathan Stewart. The Dallas product is averaging 16.7 yards per catch. He's already had 27 catches for 452 yards to start the season. So he's well on pace to reach 1,000 receiving yards for a 4th straight year. And if he does that, he'd be one of only 3 FCS players to ever do so. I asked Nathan about that pregame. I said, what would that milestone mean to you? And of course, he answered like such a true professional. He said, it would be an honor, but I'm only focused on getting this win over SFA right now. Super humble guy who has all the potential in the world to play at the next level, guys. How good does it feel to get this win after nearly a month without one?
It feels amazing. I mean, it's a relief. We went through a struggle first, for those 3 weeks, and we finally got to relive the moment of winning.
And you're a true freshman. For you to have such a big game like this, what does it mean to you to know that your coaches have the confidence in you to be able to contribute in big games?
I'm blessed. I can't thank them enough. I just love it. I love it.
Ty Brock just threw his 3rd interception of the game. I've been standing right by him here on the Sam Houston sideline for the past couple of drives, and you can just tell his ankle is really bothering him. His teammates are doing their best to come over, keep him lifted up. I've seen Donovan Williams, I've seen Corey Compton, some of the offensive linemen coming over, just tapping him on the shoulder, telling him, hang in there. You know, Coach Kaler said no moment is too big for him. That's not his concern. His concern heading into this game was that he was not full speed, and it is starting to show. I told you guys pregame, Coach Brown challenged his defense to get a turnover early. He knows how important that turnover battle can be in this game. Instead, McNeese got the turnover. His other key to me for this game was to play better in the first quarter. The Bears have not had a first quarter touchdown all season long, so this will be huge right here.
After the timeout.
I'm joined with Sam Houston State head coach Casey Keeler. Coach, knowing that Central Arkansas is the second half team, how big was that last drive? Put more points on the board before half?
Absolutely. I think demoralizing for them, uplifting for us. It hasn't been pretty offensively, but we've made a couple plays. Obviously, defense keeps on hanging in there, and haven't given up a quarter now, I guess, in 13 straight. So it's going to be a second half championship sort of atmosphere out here.
You said it's all about managing the moment on offense and then relying on your strong defensive special teams. How would you assess the way your guys did that?
Really good job. I mean, Ty's a lot further along physically than he was, and so that's made it a lot better. And he's throwing the ball really well. I think he has a lot of confidence right now. So you'll see us, I think, get a lot more Ty Brock involved the second half.
Okay, Coach. Thank you. Good luck. Hey, guys, I was standing right here as the offense walked off the field, and they all just looked at each other and kind of started laughing. They're high-fiving, celebrating, of course, and offensive coordinator Ken Collins looked right at Braylon Smith and said, every week we do it. Every week we do it. They can't even believe it. Braylon, Coach Brown told me before the game, the key to this game was to start fast. You guys didn't do that, but you still pulled off the win, 6th come-from-behind win of the season. What can you say about the heart of your team?
You said it, like the heart. Everybody, every last person, every person, wearing this purple and gray, they all have heart, and we're all going to fight for each other, and we're going to fight till the end. The goal is to start fast, and we didn't do that for, I don't know what time it is, but we didn't do it. But, we finished, and we competed, and we knew this was a big one, and it was special to everybody, and we just went out there and played hard and played for 4 quarters, and that's what mattered.
And speaking of heart, Lawan goes down. How much faith do you have in your receivers and Hampton and Hudson stepping up big for you?
Oh, big time, big time. You know, those guys, you know, Joe, he had a huge game. And I told Joe, I said, you're due for one of those games, you know. And Tyler, you know, he making plays. And, you know, even Gerard when he got the ball. And Dwight made a sweet catch on the sideline. So, you know, if you just put the ball in those guys' area, they're going to make a play. And I have full faith that they will.
Okay, well, congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, back up to you. Pretty much every team at every level holds up their fours at the end of the third quarter, but when Central Arkansas does it, they really mean it. They have had 5 come-from-behind wins this season. The Bears have scored 122 second-half points this season. 84 of those have been fourth-quarter points. Coach Brown told me that his guys just believe in themselves. They actually lost 2 or 3 games last season in the fourth quarter, so they made finishing games an emphasis this offseason through weight training, spring camp, and fall camp. They focused heavily on that. He said his guys obviously took to that well, and it's paid off in 5 comeback wins, looking to make it 6. Hey, Coach, your defense has done a phenomenal job stopping the run and keeping them out of the end zone. What have you been most impressed with defensively?
Well, we've done a really good job of keeping the ball inside and in front of us. They're really good at throwing fade balls, and we've done a really good job of defending that and stopped the run for the most part. So I think our defense has played really, really good.
Well, you've watched the tape. It's no secret that they're a second-half team. They've outscored opponents by 32 points in the fourth quarter these first 2 weeks. What do you want to see your guys do better here in the second half?
Well, we've got to get more consistency on offense. I think we're leaving some points out there right now because we're not executing. So we're really going to challenge our guys to finish the fourth quarter. But for us, we've got to get points to win this game.
Hey, Randy, yeah, the college football season is a grind, and a team's ability to withstand that grind depends on far more than what they do at practice. What they do in the weight room plays a huge role. You've seen just how tough Abilene Christian has looked tonight, and Coach Dorrell told me that he's seen major improvement from his players under new strength and conditioning coach Luke Lancaster. He said that Coach Lancaster has done an outstanding job of changing the way they lift, and he's really honed in on diet and nutrition, which he feels like has helped immensely. They now chart the players' body composition 8 times a year, and Coach Dorrell is most impressed with just how he has seen his players' body structure change and improve, and he said it's definitely translating to how they perform on the field. I think we can agree with that. I just got the chance to talk to Central Arkansas head coach Nathan Brown. He told me these guys are good. They're no stranger to coming back in the second half, and the reason they're so good at doing that is because they trust what they're doing. They believe in the coach's adjustments that they make at the half, and they keep playing hard all the way through 4 quarters. He said they just made too many mistakes offensively and missed opportunities to get in the end zone. He does want to see the run game improve. He said the run game has got to work if they want to give the passing game a chance. Hey, Coach, you guys were able to take advantage of 2 forced turnovers, your defense. How big will that be to keep winning that turnover battle in the second half?
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. You know, just keep playing physical, keep creating those turnovers like that and go capitalize on them. And that's huge. You know, just need to continue to play together like we talked about. Great team effort right now, physicality, great energy, and come back out with great effort.
3 touchdowns already for Cody Orgeron. What can your offense just keep doing to put this pressure on UCA defense?
Yeah, just be consistent. That's what we need to do. Come back out and just, you know, continue to put head of foot on the pedal.
Welcome back. It is halftime in Conway. The Bearcats have a 16-0 lead, and I'm joined right now with UCA Athletic Director Dr. Brad Teague. It is a busy time for you guys right now. You are hosting all 3 of the Southland Fall Championships. What has that been like to prepare for that?
You know, it's a lot of fun, really. I say that, and our staff would probably say, you know, maybe not so much fun. But, yeah, no, we're proud to do it, and it just happens to be 3 fall sports that are coming up in the month of November, so it'll be a busy time. We're looking forward to it.
Last time I talked to you was the first time your new beautiful video board was being showcased here. How have you guys liked that, and how has it added to the experience for the fans here?
Yeah, no, we're really excited about it. It's very vivid, as you see, and it's very functional, and we can do a lot of different creative things on there, and so we're proud. Our Erica, who runs the board for us, we're proud of what she's doing on it, and the fans have given us great feedback, and we just love having a video you can see really well and having some neat graphics.
So 16-0, you guys are down right now, but it's no secret this team comes back, a second-half team, a fourth-quarter team. What have you learned about this team and kind of how they just never give up in these games?
Yeah, Lane, so we'd rather not be down like this, but it is kind of strange that just about every game we're down a couple touchdowns and we've come back. However, Sam Houston's defense is really, really good, so I'm not sure that we can always count on coming back. So we better get started quick in the second half, and hopefully we can give them a good game.
5 comeback wins, so we'll see if they can make it 6.
Maybe. We'll try.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll be back.